So this would have been seriously a $50,000 bill if I would have charged my customer to build this website of this scale. 10 hours, a running of Manus AI, and it's all done. We are ready to launch our website. So this is insane. If this is happening in today's world, you should really catch this up very fast. To know it, how exactly it works, check out the video ahead. Hi everyone, so this should be an amazing walkthrough of Manus capabilities. As I promised, this is the part 2 of going deep into how Manus AI can help us build full-fledged applications, and here I'm trying. So I would like to show you that we have a website which we've been building from last 3 months, if I'm not wrong, and this website has a lot of functionalities where it's a marketplace website. It has capabilities where you can come in. It's a freelance marketplace where freelancers can come and they can upload their AI agents. It's and then it has a blog section. It has a couple of features. It has an academy where you can actually see some courses, take courses, full-fledged. So this kind of a website actually took us almost close to 3.5 months, and it's still work in progress because we haven't still launched it full-fledgedly. So it has some capabilities where you can see AI agents and all these things. So coming back to the subject that, I was thinking that, if I build similar kind of experience using some of the available tools, no-code tools, and I go in the exact step-by-step process of setting up the infrastructure, setting up the front end capabilities. So I'm using Lovable. I shared a recent video also on Lovable. Then the agentic workflows, so that I don't want my website to work like a lot of forms. I want my websites to have a lot of capability. AI agents work at the backend, so that helps you in terms of speeding up the whole process, how AI is changing the world. And then we have the payment gateway integration and other things. And last is security and compliance. So I want all these things, to be there: GDPR, encryption, multi-factor authentication, IP logging, all these stuff. And then these are the tasks. So I gave this task to Manus, and just to give you a fair idea, Manus is kind of your digital workforce, where it actually performed 13 tasks. And while it was performing all these tasks, if we read carefully, it read the requirements that I have fed in. Then it did all the setup in the relevant consoles. I will walk you through all of these things one by one. And then it created all the pages in front end pages and these things. So this is something with, if you understand, there is all those stuff, but it actually stopped at certain point where it was not able to deliver the final product. And I'll show you how it actually fixed it by giving me another option of starting it, because it ran it for more than 15 hours. And then after that, it actually asked me for certain inputs, and it helped me out in creating my final outcome as a full-fledged source code that I got, which I'll show you at the end. So if you see what it was doing, I will walk you through the whole journey. So it started analyzing what exactly was required to set up in the first stage, which is the infra. So I was setting up the database and all these things. And it said, what is the database schema? It actually found, from the scope of work, it actually found what exactly is the SQL table structure, what auth providers I need to use. And it took some of the information and it said, okay, what is a to-do list? So it actually first gave me a to-do list that, okay, you have to get all these stuffs, multi-factor authentication and wallets and everything configured. In this section, if you see, there is a welcome mail, verification mail, booking confirmation. Everything that is the part of the scope of work was there. It also gave me the phase 2 stuff, where it said that, okay, what all functionalities the website, the marketplace that I showed you would be having. So it actually said, okay, great. It also gave me FAQ and support sections, which is still not active on the website, although it's not a bigger deal. But the point is that yes, and then it gave me the whole agentic workflow integration, starting from onboarding of agent, deployment, support, matchmaking, the loyalty engine, review reminders, dispute. And then at the fourth phase, it had the integration with the payment gateways that I've asked him for, and also the webhook for payment setups. So I said that I might not have the ready webhooks for these things, so give me a configuration kind of thing. And then definitely the last part, which was the security aspect. And it said that, okay, we will be having this thing. We moved forward. It actually was doing all of these things. A lot of places it was asking me some inputs that, okay, how do I want it to customize and all this stuff. So it was fairly pretty simple to instruct like a business user, and the technology stack and everything. So majority of the points were not very difficult to understand. And then it came to the front end implementation part, where it said, okay, what should I have in the hero section banner? Now imagine that, this kind of a thing I would have asked my, team to do. It would have been a longer process of coming to this kind of information. So definitely understand how whole kind of experience layer is changing. And then it came to the admin section. So it said that, okay, if you're building a front end, you should also have an admin section, and you should have certain libraries and agentic flows and data integration and responsive designs, and there is an order of implementation. So how you actually go into this whole thing, you have to follow a schema of things. So this is how. And then at every stage there were files which were getting generated. I'll come to the files. So these are split into documents, images, no images were there, code files, and links. So no links were there. Code files are very important because it was actually generating the code. If you see, it was generating all code which was required to build the whole website. And while we go down, we will also realize that, okay, how this is changing the way. So at a lot of places it was actually asking some of the inputs, although it was not the right practice to use those credentials. But I gave it because it was more of a try. I'm going to change all these credentials for sure. But this is something which was again followed by, it actually came back to role policies and how to implement. So it was going every step, it was going deep dive, and it was generating the relevant files in step by step. It was all autonomous. And wherever it was asking me for certain credentials, because there is a vault that I can use, but for the sake of this initial activity, I actually gave some of the demo credentials that I had. And then it came to the dashboard side and freelancer dashboard, client dashboard. I'm sure you'll not be able to see because this is all React code which I asked in for. But if you keep on scrolling this thing, so you will understand that, okay, at every stage when we were doing all these kind of stuff, it was giving me a holistic understanding of what n8n workflows would be required. So if you see, these were the all n8n workflows which probably I would be putting in my n8n console, and this particular part will help me connect the webhooks in my website, so that, whenever somebody raises a support ticket, it'll route and prioritize everything in my n8n workflow. So this is, and it is all connected with Superbase, with priorities and everything. So imagine this kind of a heavy lifting is being done by the Manus. And right now I'm just, so it asks me certain questions at every stage. How do you want to do this thing? So majority of the stuff, if you understand, is the way how any software programmer will think like and will code. And this is not a one person's job, which Manus did. It was a multi function job, because I actually talked about UI UX. I talked about different technologies in the same prompt. I talked about, UI UX component. I talked about how encryption and payment gateways would be integrated. So all of these things were very interesting for see that how the whole thing is moving towards the prompt engineering aspect. And if I just scroll it down, so it actually came to a point where it said, okay, there's something which has gone bad. It is all credit based system. So a lot of things, it said either you reset the computer or you move it towards a new thread. So I actually moved it towards a new thread, and this new thread is basically inherited from the context of the older thread. Now if you see this particular part and every aspect of it, it was reading all the files which was given, and it said, okay, what kind of and then it was starting the server. So every layer, if you see, and gradually within no time, I had my whole set of commands executing and my code was ready. And if I see, this was a whole bunch of code where I can just pick this up and deploy it in my Netlify account or any place, any local host or something. So this is one of the amazing thing, and definitely for completing and rating this part, it's going to, thanks, Manus. So it might give me, something where I give them a feedback. So shout out to Manus for doing great job. And I'm sure more agentic platforms are going to hit in this way. So this is something which is a short walkthrough of how a website, which is this one, if I show you. So right now I'll log this out. I've logged in. So this is the website. If you see, where I can see all these things was done, and it has a lot of aspects where I have to still fix all of these functionalities and have it more agentic. This Manus AI did a great job. So looking forward to your comments, how it works.